Hello, beautiful people. Today I want to talk about sociological aspects of living as long as you want, being young as long as you want. But you cannot oversee this. How important it's gonna change the world. So it's gonna change the whole perspective. It's gonna change the whole economy. If people gonna start living hundreds of years and being young and active hundreds of years, which is doable and it's gonna happen. Think of the prospects. Think of the consequences. For example, if someone is rich, he's gonna only or she's gonna only get richer. For example, if you start a business, the same business plan, it's very difficult to get money if you have no experience, if you have no expertise. But how are you gonna get the expertise if you if you ain't got money? And money inherited, business is inherited. Business is not that complicated. It's not rocket science. It's just you can occupy the niche, you can um, abuse the niche, and this is what happens. First of all, taxes and how much is gonna cost rejuvenation, total rejuvenation. I would think it's gonna cost all the money that you have. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So it's gonna be a tax, and it's gonna be an horrible tax. I mean, if you're rich and you achieved your older age, it's a privilege. It's a privilege. I mean, this all the capital that you need, all the edge that you can have, that's still gonna bring you up. Apparently, if you made yourself. So let me give you an example how naive the whole of the population is. For example, fuel prices, energy prices. People, I was in the UK when people protested high fuel prices. They were closing motorways, highways for what? For peanuts. Whereas fuel prices can be reduced in half overnight, and it's pretty easy to do. So all you gotta do is put your hat on, and so the the recipe is pretty simple. You ban non-consumers from buying the oil. So why would non-consumers buy the oil? You would ask, but yeah, it's just to make money off us. So essentially, oil market is huge, but it's still limited. So there's plenty of financial institutions, so-called financial institutions, cover up term for that leech off the real economy. So hedge funds, the only purpose of it to make money. How they make money? How do they make profit? What is profit for a hedge fund? A profit for a hedge fund is just flipping money. The purpose of a hedge fund is flipping goods and services and flipping commodities. So they just essentially buy and resell. And the sheer number of those can corner the market. So they can buy all the oil on the market. So if it was one institution, that would be illegal. But if the interests collide to take profit of us, to make a profit of us, this is still corruption. This would still be illegal. So what they do, they corner the market, they corner the oil market. They buy all the oil, future contracts for the oil, and then they sell it back to us, consumers. I don't know how it's legal. The ban for non-consumers for speculation in oil has been implemented before in time of crisis. Um, some countries I heard implemented this or still implementing this. So it's not gonna kill the economy somehow. Of course, trading of future contracts provide some financing for the oil industry. But how much money the oil industry needs? Come on, excuse me. They can reduce their profit and invest in the drilling if they need to. If they need to, again. And mineral resources, another topic. How come mineral resources are privatized? How come? I mean, they're in the earth. We all live on the earth. It should benefit the whole of the society. How come it's privatized? I mean, for example, with this, for example, here. So here come us needing oil, and they don't need oil, and they come like, oh, you got oil, here's the money. And they say like, oh, you don't need money. Have you got hay? Have you got water? We say, no, take the money. You buy hay, you got water, you buy policies. And they say, okay, if you insist, we'll take your money. It could have been like this. You come to the desert and you say like, oh, you've got a dirty lake over there. We can clean it of the gooey black stuff. We can clean it, and so yeah, it's going to be free for you. We will provide water and food for your tribe. This is fair deal. It is fair deal. No, we insisted on paying for that just because there were people making money of oil on the other end of the globe in the United States of America. So it's all connected, interconnected. It's all global. It's not going to happen for one reason, because the governments are interested in the high oil prices, because they tax it. Half of the retail or gas price in the UK is government tax. So how are they going to be reducing the oil prices? And again, a lot of influence, a lot of lobbying. So it's not going to happen, but this can be done. It can be done overnight. It would improve our lives, because the price of oil is in every consumable that we get, because it's been delivered. It's been delivered to the supermarkets, to our homes, and thereby you have inflation. This is a huge part of the inflation, and people worried about inflation. I mean, this is just taxes for the hedge funds. This is just taxes for the financial industry, so-called industry. So what they produce, they just shift papers from left to right and make money off us. How's it in the industry? There's real economy that produce wealth, that produce ideas, that produce quality of life. They build houses, they build convenience, and there's this. The only purpose of those is just keep us working for them, for the greed, and essentially they can establish the oil price however they want. And so there you go. And there are plenty of examples like that. Because there's real economy. Money are different. Money done in the oil industry differ from money done in the IT industry. Because IT industry, this is real wealth creation. This is real value creation. So it's such a sham. It's such on a global scale, and nobody talks about it. Have you ever heard of this in the news? Have you ever heard of any influencer talking about this? It can be done overnight, like this. No question asked. A ban for non-consumers buying energy resources, buying anything, any commodity. And it's been done before. Corner the market has been done before in some in some in some markets, metal markets, specifically silver, copper, and yeah, so it can be done. Nobody talks about this. And why it's connected to the rejuvenation and being young forever? Because it should be fair, you know. I mean, it should be for the purpose that benefits our society. How can you measure this in money? So, for example, if someone makes a living of, I don't know, a couple thousand a year, well, she or he aren't worthy of rejuvenating them to younger self. What are they if they're great thinkers? What if they gonna give birth to great thinkers? What if their genes are of great imported to our society. Many aspects to it. So it's not only money. It's not gonna cost billion. No question asked. So we're gonna decide it's gonna be a completely new way of living. This will force us to completely new way. Otherwise, it's gonna be chaos. If it's sold in the pharmacies, it's gonna be chaos. And for the time being, it just, as I said, it's an IQ test. If I I share my experience, I share my knowledge. I know it can be done, and I can give a hint. I cannot directly tell you what to do, especially research drugs. So I should be careful what information I put out. And again, I mean, I do a lot of experiments. Even now, I've been doing an experiment for the last 2 3 weeks. Turns out it's aging. It's aged me slightly, and I have to stop it. And now I know. And the paradoxical thing is that stuff is thought of as anti-aging, and it turns. And I dig into the literature, and I found a lot of research papers that somewhat lead to the conclusion that it's aging stuff, and it's not the first time I encountered numerous drugs, numerous active ingredients that can be aging. So yeah, there you go, my rant for today, and just said my worldview. And now observe this beautiful Lake Como, and be well and swell, beautiful people, and keep well. Enjoy the sunshine and enjoy the view.